which means aquí que se toma el café before
El
we
cafecito.
start. Antes que te me meta la aguja ahí. Cheers. I did want to include you today in one of these Cafecito Chats because you've always been somebody that's kept it mad real. Let me see if you need me here. You've always kept it mad real. So I appreciate that. It's not something you find often in Miami sometimes, and
sometimes too real, you know, but hey.
Yeah, but we need that. We need that. But yeah, I've always appreciated you always keeping it real. And I've been here a few times, and yeah, we've had very interesting conversations.
Very interesting.
We share a bunch of like mutual friends. I know one of my best friends now comes to you.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Chris. But dude, I did want to talk about like Miami is always known for being like la gente piensa en Miami, they think of Miami and they think neon lights, the beach, and all this pretty shit that they know in our city is. It's a beautiful culture, but there's a lot of like things that people don't know about the culture here in Miami, right? Like the underbelly of Miami. And I know your upbringing was like not an easy one.
No.
So like, what can you say about like if there's anything out there you want to tell like people that don't know what Miami really is? Like, it's more than just all the pretty shit.
Miami is more like keeping up with the Joneses, man. Everybody has a facade. Everybody's wearing a mask.
Yeah.
You know, the other day I seen a Maserati with the Pizza Hut thing on it. He was delivering pizzas in a Maserati, and that to me was Miami as it can get.
Yeah. Yeah, so again, yeah, there's a lot to like the culture and than just all the pretty shit. I guess yeah, your thoughts on like how it was coming up in a time that like was rough, or I know you've been through a bunch of shit. Your upbringing.
It was fun. I have to say that it was fun. I grew up on Calle Ocho, like by the Jamaica Motel. So, I mean, there was a lot of nightlife, to say the least. Not what people come to Miami for nightlife, but, like, definitely a fun nightlife.
Yeah.
A lot of working class girls, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think that's what it gives layers to
It was a different era than now completely, that's for sure.
Were you a part of was it the Grand Prix Razorama, those
yes,
parties, those underground
Malibu,
parties? Yes,
the Malibu Grand Prix, definitely. But I was going to Malibu when it wasn't no raves, when it was just Malibu, and we used to ride go-karts and get kicked out because you still have to put your hand like in the back and hit the governor switch to go extra fast, and they would kick you out for that.
It's crazy for a while there. Yeah, I was going for the same things, but then it started turning into like these underground like raves.
Oh yeah.
And a bunch of shit.
Yeah, then the rave scene took over. Then it was the foam parties.
The foam parties
At Cameos. The good old days.
So for those that don't know, Phil has tattooed here at Almost Famous. He's pretty much tattooed 85% of my arm. I think after today's tattoo, we'll be at 87%.
I think so.
I think this was going to be a challenge to see if I can multitask getting tattooed and talking at the same time.
We do it all the time, so I don't know why it'd be any different.
Yeah. Is there I guess to use the term, 'cause I know you watched wrestling growing up.
Hell yeah, I did.
Did you have a favorite?
I mean, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Yeah. I mean, so many. Roddy Piper. Like, I like so many of them.
How about Ultimate
Warrior?
Yeah. So the reason I wanted to lead to Ultimate Warrior is
No, definitely.
I feel like we were talking about it off camera, but there's a piece here that you guys have up of the Ultimate Warrior face paint of a certain individual wearing.
That if we could get a poll done to make you get it, would be amazing.
How about this? For anybody watching, you come here and get that tattoo, we'll pay you to come and get it.
Oh my God, please, man.
So I think we got some. You guys will see an image here pop up, but it's definitely an interesting tattoo. But yeah, no, I feel like it's crazy. You've been tattooing me since before I even started this whole journey.
I remember when you first started.
When I was on Penco Flago, gordo ahí. Has the wrestling transitions, like, does your son watch wrestling currently or no?
Yeah, I've taken him to a couple of matches here in the arena.
Nice.
He likes it, but he's more into the anime stuff.
Yeah.
You know, kids nowadays.
So I'm gonna ask you something that may be heelish. Being a heel is considered a bad guy, right?
Okay.
So I know you're from Miami. I know you appreciate the culture. I know you hate the culture too, because
Yeah.
again, Miami is there's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
But something I think that many people are gonna consider you being a heel is you're not a Miami Dolphins fan.
No, Buffalo Bills all the way, man.
And-
I am anti-Dolphins.
Yeah. It's funny because I wish I had a rebuttal, but I don't.
I've
because
been a Buffalo
the
Bills fan since the 90s. I have a ball signed by the championship team from the 90s. I am an anti-Dolphin for life.
You know, hopefully, I don't think this is gonna be the year, but
You guys can bear some pain. I'll give you that much.
I mean, I don't know if that pain is worse than losing 3 Super Bowls in a row.
Hey, man, I'm traumatized. I have PTSD, dude, so I can go through anything, man.
You got the experience.
Oh, man. But at least we've been there 4 times.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever witnessed a playoff win in my lifetime from the Dolphins.
Playoff maybe, but a disappointment constantly.
If there's one thing I've learned is, and I have season tickets with the Dolphins.
Oh, man.
But if there's one thing that I've learned is, you never get your hopes up.
Never.
You just enjoy watching football, but don't get your hopes up.
Especially with Mr. Concussion that you guys got, dude. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord.
Hey, he's been the best quarterback we've had.
Oh,
right?
and that says a lot. If that's the best quarterback you've had.
In a while.
Oh, man, that says a lot. If the wind changes, the guy gets a concussion, dude, so.
Hey, I did want to ask about, more the Miami culture and shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, and I feel like every time we talk, we throw out, disparades out there, and, Miami disparate. If you had your favorite, if we could just go through your favorite, or I guess our favorite, we'll both go through them.
Okay.
Miami catchphrases or phrases, Miami disparate.
Miami is parada. I mean, there's so many of them, bro. Que
Que
venga.
venga.
It's so many things.
Because you could use it for so many things.
It's so many things.
It's very versatile. Definitely very versatile.
It's everything and nothing at the same time.
Trying to think. Obviously my catchphrase, but we'll save that. I want to save that one for the end. But yeah, I feel like you can't go wrong with any catchphrase, any Miami catchphrase at all.
Any.
It serves many purposes.
And I'll tell you what, you don't know that you have an accent until you leave Miami, and people are like, you have an accent, where you from? And I'm like, Miami, and they'll be like, no, but where are you from?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I was born in Miami, I'm from here. No, where are your parents from? And I'll be like, Cuba. I've never been there though. They're like, that's what it is. And I'm like, no, man, you're hearing Miami.
It's funny because I don't have shame being from Miami or having an accent. I know I have an accent, but I take pride in trying to articulate or be eloquent, right? But even then, I'll still get if I'm in Chicago or New York or wherever I've traveled to, I'll have people be like, "Oh, where are you from? Where's your accent from?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "No, your English isn't very what do you mean?"
It's not very English.
Yeah, exactly. My English is not very good looking. So I guess we do carry, an accent for sure.
Oh, no, we carry a big accent and we don't hear it. Because for us, it sounds normal.
Yeah.
We're like, bro, what are you talking about, bro? I'll be like, what?
I think the bro for sure. I feel like, is Miami culture, are we the only assholes using bro like that all the time?
I doubt that we are, but we're just the most populated probably that use it.
We're just so obnoxious.
Yeah.
We really are.
It's Miami, man.
Yeah.
Just go on the 826, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you'll see how obnoxious we are, dude. The worst.
Dale, bro.
Have you ever tried to merge into a lane that doesn't even exist here?
Actually, pulling in here, there's actually construction on 16th.
Oh my God, it was horrible.
It's terrible.
It's the worst.
But I tried turning in, and I was the asshole in the situation. The person was on the right lane turning onto the street that I was trying to turn into, and I totally cut him off in front. I didn't want to wait.
It's Miami, bro. It's just normal driving.
But here's the thing: in Miami, if that would have been anybody else that was at fault, they would have been acting like it was the other person. No, but at least I was like, all right, I know I fucked up. I put my hand up. My bad. But if it's anybody else, they definitely think that it's their fault. The other person's
Definitely.
fault.
Nobody's at fault here in Miami but the other person.
Do you have any staying on like the heels topic, right? Like talking about like bad guys and using that phrase and opening it up.
Okay.
Do you have, when you tattoo, is there a situation when somebody comes that comes off heelish to you that you just hate and can't stand?
Oh. Yeah, a lot. I mean, I worked on South Beach for 10 years and dealt with drunks. Dealt with the nighttime drunk tourists in South Beach. Those are the worst, dude. The absolute worst. I just pop out the needle a little bit more and turn up the voltage a little bit more.
So the tattoo I'm getting today is something that I always hold near and dear. To me, it's like a motto, I guess. It's being vulnerable. It is Mental Health Awareness Month. So I feel like it's something important.
I think that's like the opposite motto of mine.
You're right.
100%. 100%.
Phil told me off camera, he's like, yo, don't get that. Don't be a bitch.
Not very Miami of you, but I was like, all right, bro, cool, man.
I feel like it's okay though, you know. Sometimes be vulnerable and
I mean,
open up and share.
But I was raised by my grandmother, who was
Cuban, obviously.
Cuban, straight from Cuba, and she was the man of the house.
Yeah.
My grandfather answered to her, you know, and
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
un macho.
Exactly.
Y aquí no llora. Y si
Exactly.
tú lloras, ragada, you know, I'll give you something to cry about. That was like, you know.
Exactly. So I feel like, I guess like this is more like a rebellious motto because, especially coming from like a Hispanic background, just like you said, like my parents, or my mom better said, and whatever, our upbringing is very.
They had to be tough.
Oye, no sea, tú sabes, don't be a bitch, no sea flojo, don't. So I guess it's more like a challenge, right? To like not saying like, okay, it's okay to be soft, but
Yeah.
it's okay to be real with yourself, and if you're feeling a certain way, it's okay to like, yo,
It's okay to feel.
I feel like shit, you know,
Like, it's okay to feel.
exactly.
Because the way that we grew up back in the day, you don't feel anything.
No.
You're like a robot.
Exactly. Their trauma is like, for them, they just closed the trauma.
That's it. There's no trauma.
No.
You're like, all right, sorry. You're like, oh,
Which what they don't realize is you're developing traumatic characteristics into your next generation by doing that.
100%, dude. But you know, that's how my family knows me. You know, like, hey, I'm a very, you know,
Yeah. Like I said in the beginning, you always keep it real. You have no other way of being. Which
like,
is how.
if you want the hug and love you go to mom. You know what I'm saying? If you want like the real answer and the life-solving problems, you come holler at me. I got you.
And you'll be real with them.
Yeah.
Is your son is he still a Bills fan?
My son, yeah, he asked me why I did that to him. He's like, did you set me up for disappointment? And I'm like, dude, that's what that's what watching football is, dude. I'm like, that's what watching football is. Just being disappointed 90% of the time. You know what I'm saying?
You actually did better. You saved him from being a Dolphins fan.
Yes, he actually likes, you know, Josh Allen and the Bills. So.
Did you guys make any changes this year?
I think we got like a player or two, but we didn't do nothing too crazy. I don't think that we did anything too crazy. I don't know, man. I felt like last year was our year, and I feel like that whole ref scandal with the Kansas City game, it just, I don't know what happened with that.
There was a few games, no, that there was issues with.
Yeah, but us with Kansas City, they found out that the referees were betting in the casino.
Oh wow!
And it was like a whole thing, and it was like, like replay the game, but you know, that shit's done.
Would you say a lot of the people you tattoo get like, or how many the percentage of the tattoos you do, how many of them are like Miami related or like Miami?
Man, I did a lot more in Miami tattoos when I was on the beach. I would do a lot of palm trees, skylines, sunsets. There's the people who don't have that, you know, like we take it for granted here. We see a palm tree, it's a tree, you know what I'm saying? For them, it's like, oh my God, you guys got a beach and a palm tree.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like we also take I was talking about this the other day, on Sunday actually. We take for granted too, like, dude, we have like mango trees in our backyards.
Everything
like,
orange.
I have a mamey tree. Like,
oh, that's amazing.
That's crazy.
That's amazing.
And I feel like that shit's taken for granted.
I mean, that's normal, man. When you live in something and when it's around you all the time, you take it. You're just like, oh, whatever. It's just supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Until you leave somewhere and then you're like,
and then,
wow. It's like the women in Miami.
Yeah.
You go somewhere, like South Carolina or North Carolina, and you stay there for a while, and you're like,
entonces, ahí no pintas nada. Ahí no pintas nada.
I'm like, man.
Dude, I think the fruit in specific, we're talking about like coconut trees. Like when you see coconut trees, you just think it's a random tree, but like you don't realize that you can actually consume this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And people out there buying coconut water and don't realize that they have it in their own backyards.
Just go to South Beach and climb a tree.
Exactly.
You got it for free.
Exactly.
When I was on the beach, there was some homeless dude who made this pole, long pole, and he would go with a shopping cart and he would knock out and he would have a shopping cart full of coconuts and then sell them. That dude's smart.
Avocado trees, papaya tree. My neighbor has a papaya tree and it's right on the fence.
Damn, that's fire.
I almost want to take it.
It's fire. Growing up, my next door neighbor, two houses down, had a mango tree. So when he would go to work, I would climb it and I would shake on all the branches and my homies would catch the mangoes and then we would give it to our parents. Oh, that was the best, dude.
I used to live by Overtown, and there was an empty lot next to where I was living, and there was this fucking mango tree in the lot, but it wasn't the typical like mango trees, like the round ones. It was like the longer, curvy ones. I think they like come from like South Africa.
Okay.
Those are the best fucking mangoes I've ever had.
Really?
Because they're not.
What's different about them?
They're super sweet, and then they're not stringy. They're not.
They don't get stuck in your tongue.
Exactly.
I hate that, bro.
So it's like eating a pear.
Got it.
Where it was like the texture was rougher, it was more like fibrous, but it wasn't as like stringy. And I was like, dude, this is amazing. Dude, I even used it as a moment to like, all right, I'm gonna go walk my dog and try to hunt these fucking mangoes.
Go mango hunting.
Yeah. Start scouting which houses I can take mangoes from. But then be careful you don't get caught by only in date as the mango thief,
Lord.
like that one lady did.
You can catch me all you want. As long as I have the mangoes, I don't care. You can put me on blast all you want.
Do you feel like tattooing for you has become, like as opposed to like when you first started, right? Like I'm sure, you've been tattooing for how long now? 20 years?
About since 1999.
Do you feel like now like it's become second nature? You don't even put thought into like, or do you still treat like if I come with an idea or somebody comes with an idea, do you still like value its like artistry or?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they just want the exact picture that they bring and then it's autopilot.
Yeah.
Sometimes they bring you an idea and you got to put it together, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes they're just like, what do you think? And then you get to just go off on them.
Yeah.
But it all depends.
Yeah.
But the actual tattoo part is just autopilot, like no matter what. The designing part is where, you put.
Is that where you find more joy in it? Like,
no, I prefer the tattooing
the
part.
actual, the act of tattooing.
I love this.
Gotcha.
This is what I love doing.
Where do you think that comes from? Or like, where does the enjoyment come from? Of like the act of like tattooing.
Man, to be honest, I don't even know. I have no clue. I just
Did you ever draw?
Never.
No.
I was never a big drawer. I started to draw later in life, and then I like went to Miami-Dade, went to some art classes. I did some like live person drawing and stuff like that, but I was never really drawing. I was always into tattooing. Like, I just like tattooing.
Yeah.
Since I was a little kid, I kind of knew I was gonna be tattooed. I didn't know I was gonna do them.
Yeah.
But I knew that I was gonna be a tattooed person.
What's the weirdest tattoo you've ever given?
Shit, I don't know, man.
Or weirdest location?
I tattooed a girl's pussy lips.
Oh God.
I swear to God. I did Loco because that was her man's name, and she was down from California, and I put Loco on her pussy lips.
What?
It was mad weird. I had to tell her like, hey, listen.
Stay still.
Not even that. I'm like, listen, like, shit's like weird skin, and I gotta like put Vaseline on it, and like my hand might slip, and I don't want to think I'm finger blasting you.
Yeah.
But like this shit's gonna get weird.
Sign a waiver.
Let me just hurry up and do this. And she was just like, I don't care, do it. She was a little drunk. She got it, and then I'm like, don't tell Loco a dude did this, please. I don't need some guy called Loco showing up at the shop.
Who injected Phil?
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it was just a weird situation.
I'm assuming that was on South Beach.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah. Spring break.
Oh, of course. Probably wasn't even from Miami.
No, at all. She was from California.
Yeah. Did she spell Loco with a C or a K?
C.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah, and Loco was in jail, of course, because like, where would Loco be,
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, South Beach stories, bro.
Oh, I bet.
I tattooed 6 Swedish dudes, and I did the silhouette of Chuck Norris on their ass cheek on all of them. I don't know why they got Chuck Norris. Yeah, it was weird.
Did they all have their pants down at the same time?
No.
That would have been weird.
No, but I did make them shave each other's ass cheeks. I was like, dude, enough is enough. Like, I'm not shaving 6 ass cheeks. You shave him. Yeah. You guys do a shave circle. You guys do a shave circle and then just pull up and I'll tattoo you, bro. But I'm not gonna sit there giving ass fades.
Ass fades for 6 dudes.
Yeah, I was like, dude, come on.
That was pretty quick, huh?
But I could do that one too. I could do some little lines. Look, it needs some stuff there.
They were pretty much. If you want, I do have one more going back to the phrases as we almost wrap up here.
Okay.
Los Cuban disparates, if you will. Mine in the ring is always ponte la pila, but I want to, I guess, get more personal. And if you could tell me one time in your life that you had to ponerte la pila.
There's been more than one, but the time that I could think the most where it was do or die was when I was 17 and went to prison. Yeah. And I had to ponerme la pila. I had to go face it with the adults, and it was do or die. That was a time where,
Yeah. How do you feel like looking back now, especially like with raising your son and stuff? Like, how did that moment in life like prepare you for now?
Man, I mean, I wouldn't take it back for nothing in the world.
Yeah.
It was rough. You're all alone.
Yeah.
And you're a boy, and you need to grow up real fast and figure it out.
Yeah.
I look at my kids now, and I'm like, wow, they would die.
Yeah.
Because we're it's a different, the way that I raised them is so different from how I was raised.
How we came up, yeah. Or, yeah, even if you go far back. That's wild.
Yeah, but I mean, that's why you go through the stuff, so your kids don't have to, and so you can keep them out of it.
Keep them in check.
Yeah.
Y'all heard it here. Stay out of trouble. And make sure que siempre...
Stay in school, kids.
Stay in school.
Definitely.
And before you go to school, ponte las pilas, oíste. Siempre ponte las pilas. Actually came out better than I thought it would. My first idea was like, I thought it was gonna be like smaller, like my Trump tattoo.
It's the best one.
Yeah,
that's the best one.
That's the one I get.
I love it.
That's the one people talk about the most.
Are you serious?
Dude, no. They're like, does that say Trump?
Oh man, that's fucking hilarious. Yeah. Now I see it,
right?
Yeah, now I see it. But damn, like you got 2 extra letters there too. Like. It's like, no, Trump #1. That's what.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Go and take a look at it.
Be vulnerable. In other words, don't be a bitch.
Yeah, exactly.